Okay, hi guys. This is a screen capture video I'm going to make to help you get through this worksheet. So I'm using that thing called Cam Studio, but that's out of our way. Here is the Google Sheets picture that you have that's already on Schoology. And I already have a few things in here, so I figure you can get through this part yourself. These two boxes up here are just names. These are the labels for this information here, which is kind of arbitrary for right now. And then down here we have our columns for the things that we want to keep track of. And I just made those kind of stand out. If you wanted to make them stand out more, you can give them like a fill or something like that. So here are the the four columns that we care about, and the first one is time. So as time progresses on, what we should do is take the current time and increment it or count by whatever our step is. So right now I have our time step set as 1, but let's say our time step was 10 seconds. I'll put seconds in meter per second here as well. If I were to increase our time step by 10, or if I wanted to increase it by, say, 50 seconds at a time, all I want to do is change cell B2 and have everything else down here get updated. So in order to do that, we're going to use these references. And I already wrote this one for you. The kind of code for this cell is equal sign A7 plus $B $2. So A7 is the old time, and I want to add to that the timestamp. So right now, if I put it in and hit enter, it'll go to 50 because 0 plus 50 is 50. If I put the timestamp down to, or the time step down to, let's say, 5 seconds, this automatically gets updated. Now the dollar signs are here because this is what we call an absolute reference. I always want to use B2 in this formula. A7 is what we call a normal reference, meaning that it's not so much that A7 is important to me, it's that whatever cell is above me was important. So, for instance, if I take this little corner down here and start dragging this formula down, this counts up the way that I want it to, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The reason it does that is because as I go down from one cell to another, the formula updates itself. A9 adds to A8. A10 adds to A9. A11 adds to A10. So that updates as it goes. Let's move on to the second column now. Altitude. This is the formula for position when you're moving at a constant velocity. It says take my old position, B7, and add to it my velocity, C7, times the time step. And again, the time step doesn't change, so that gets the dollar signs, but the old altitude and the velocity do change, so they don't get those dollar signs. So take those quotes away, and we actually have a formula in there. Now, right now, it's giving me a problem. It's giving me an error. It's saying, hey, you can't multiply by this string of letters. So right now, it's referring to cell C7, but C7 has this weird message in it. So I can fix this by saying this cell should just be whatever my initial velocity is, which is, in this case, is 10 meters per second. Fixes it automatically. Now here we use the velocity formula. Take my old velocity, C7, and add to it my acceleration, 9.8, times my time step. So we take these quotes away. We got a new acceleration, or sorry, new velocity. And then lastly, my acceleration column is just going to be, for this baby version, it's just going to be whatever the acceleration used to be. So now that all these cells work, I can click all of them, drag them down, and I now have my information. Now, this problem doesn't really make sense as a rocket because it's saying I'm going in the negative direction by 2,200 meters, quite a long way. But if I were to, say, give myself a big initial velocity, like 5,000 meters per second, it works fine. I would recommend that you take these numbers and drag them down quite a ways. I went to about 500, but I'm just going to go to an arbitrary spot for now because I'll keep working with this for the time being. So again, the reason that we do this is so that I can make easy changes up here. Let's do it every 1 second. Let's give an initial velocity of 2,000 meters per second and get instant changes down below. Alright, so that's the first video, and this one is on how to do the baby assignment. The next video will be the B assignment.